guy can dream, can't they? I really wished that at least some of the Big Mom pirates would have died from that falling cake. As you all know, or probably know, whatever if someone who saw my video last week see this one video, I greatly raged last week. Will I rage just as much this one? Not as much. Am I disappointed? Yes, a little bit. But that's because there are some parts here that still is a little bit aggravating. Although it is still... I think this is as close as we are going to get to a karma beating to Big Mom. Because you think about it, Straw Hat Pirates what have the Straw Hat Pirates always done best? And what's... No. First off, yes, this is me, the Angry Anime Fan, the Despair Reviewer. This is a long review of One Piece. First off, we got a letter from Enshiro Oda himself, wondering if, have you sensed that Luffy has changed? Well, if you ask me, Luffy hasn't changed. A bit. Well, a little bit. He has changed a little bit. Become a better leader and a stronger person, and maybe even kinder. However, he's still the same, and that's actually a good thing. But it's also a bad thing given to the fact that he still can't defeat a Yonko. I will never ever let that down. But it's still amazing. 20 years of manga. And Oda is still doing it. And then he gives us a very vague reply. Please stay with us a little more. Well, Oda, given what you gave us last week, I'm afraid you are beginning to lose readers. Especially from a friend of mine. It's the disappointment is big. Once upon a time, even One Piece was my most favorite manga, but now I don't really have a favorite manga anymore. Do I hate One Piece? Well, and stop reading it? No, I don't think I will ever stop reading One Piece. But I do not think I will enjoy it as much as I will before, because of this thing. However, I'll give at least the Wano Kuri arc a chance, because then I know Kaido will lose. But we got off topic. First off, we have a cover this time of all the Straw Hats pirates dressed in Germa 66 clothes, although this time it's called the Mugiwara 56. I think the 5 is meant to be for Go, which is Gomu, and 6 Roku, so it's actually a nice thing there. And each of them have a nice color suit, although Nami and Robin has a pretty sexy one. However, this cover is also sprouting a very huge amount of despair for me. And no, not the kind of despair, oh, so they're going to join the Germa 66, how aggravating. No, I actually want the Straw Hats to take over Germa 66. But from what this arc is giving us, it's very likely that will not happen. And I'm very hoping that I'm proving wrong. But I don't think I am. Still, is this cover of the One Piece meant to be foreshadowing, or just on how they would look if they were ever dressed in that? If you think about it, if they had the Germa 66, although the Germa 66 haven't really been that awesome yet, I think if they had their technology, they would have at least a higher chance. And now, finally to the chapter. Sorry, this review starting took a time. Are you still with me? The castle is being tumbled down as all the citizens and many more begin to panic. And of course the Straw Hats, the Windsmokes, and Besh and Caesar takes this opportunity to run, as the Big Mom Pirates have a very strong villainous breakdowns because of how is this even about to happen. Do you know what also makes me so weirded out? It's the fact that the siblings seems to care for each other. You know, this is one of my biggest problems with the whole Kick Island arc. I was really hoping that the Big Mom family hated each other, and that they do not love their mother. In fact, I'm actually a bit surprised. How can you even love that behemoth? But I don't think they follow her out of love. No, I think they follow her out of fear. Because as we have greatly been proven, mostly last week, Big Mom is practically unbeatable. So then again, even if they wanted to rebel, they can't. So I'm a bit, that makes me still surprised that well they all care. Of course, Big Mom tumbles down, but don't worry, she is being saved. And all the citizens down now begin to cry because they cannot run away from them. You know what? I know this will sound very heartless for me of saying, but I actually hoped all the citizens would have died. Yeah, I know, that is incredibly heartless for me to say, but you know what? I don't think those citizens are innocent. I know a lot of reviewers have defended Big Mom, and honestly, that is pissing me off. Her ambition to have a utopia, that is a good idea, but she is not a good person. Moreover, a utopia is not a utopia where you practically drain life from people and forcing them to stay there forever and ever. That is not a utopia. That is a prison. It's a prison as a place, a bird cage or something. So therefore, I consider all the citizens there quite stupid for living under Totland. Granted, if even I would probably have done that if they could have. It's also worth pretty strange the fact that all of the uh, Big Mom pirates say that if they crash land with that castle, they will die. I think a lot of reviewers using logic will have a very hard time accepting that too. They will say, these are the kind of people that have taken atomic-like bomb damage and they say falling down from a very big height will kill them. But I say, hey, I hate logic. They can jump down from a very high place and survive if they're prepared, but if they're not prepared, they're not. Oh yeah, and Big News Morgans does his big news again. And Stussy shows her Geppo. But there is one picture in this picture that is actually worth noting to be a little bit disconcerting. And that is Ichiji. As we see Caesar getting away with Beige and the Straw Hats and the rest of the Straws also get away, we see actually one panel of Ichiji seeing them off, saying they left with a scowl on his face. Why am I getting a feeling that that panel alone is screaming despair? But do the Big Mom pirates and Big Mom die? Hell no, of course they don't, because Stussy uses his devil fruit and turns the entire castle, note, the entire castle, into cream, therefore breaking their fall and saving them all. But Whole Cake Island is practically destroyed. Now it totally is a whole cake island. It's also revealed that, you know, Strausson's devil fruit may turn things into food, but they're not edible. I think that answers the question on why few people actually eat things that. And it's and as the citizens ask the minister, Montour only tells them to shut up. I mean, one of the reasons why they shouldn't be trusted, these people. As he only screams that get signals to the tart, do not let the straw pirates and the fire tank pirates get away. But Beige's crew members say they jammed all the Den mushies. Does that mean that it's impossible for Whole Cake Island to get out to the tarts? As they've gotten a little bit away from the whole cake, Beige drops out the straws and says this is the part way. And then we get to my second problem with this chapter. He gives Caesar back his heart and allows him to go. Are you kidding me? That bastard actually will survive? He deserves death. But it's also worth noting that Nami is treating him with total disdain, saying you should just go and die. And I agree with her words totally. But I think that her words are actually to every single reader of One Piece that has said, Caesar for next straw. You know, I heard that and I had to say, that is some offense. But I have to say, that is the most stupid thing I have ever heard. It's not even funny. Caesar Clown as a straw hat? That's so stupid it's not even funny. I have to repeat myself. But Caesar will survive, so I guess his story is not over yet. As Beige hears that they survived thanks to Straussen, Luffy says goodbye to Beige, but Beige only gives him a a fuck you reply. I do not like the fact that Besh also got away scot-free. I mean, that guy I actually wanted to die, but I still cannot believe he really cared for his wife and his crew. I find that so very difficult to believe. But it's clear though that he, unlike Law, well, maybe Law is also a bit similar, but it's clear that Besh do not want allies other than people that are working for him. But it seems that that mad tongue Vito is actually, well, the one who says, why couldn't we say goodbye? Even Chiffon is a bit sad about that. But the Straw Hats are now preparing to do their escape. One group, together with Chopper and Brooke, will get to the Shark Submerge, which, by the way, is into town. So I see no reason how they're going to do that and get down to the ocean, while the rest will go to the ship. But the chapter itself, actually ends good. Because finally, Big Mom snaps. I mean the cake, the picture, the assassination attempt, and then finally her castle tumbled down. I would have actually been upset if she didn't snap, because Big Mom is not a mentally well woman. She is insane, and she suffers from cravings and everything else. So I think this mad rampage is the final key for the Straw Hats to get out of here. Unless, of course, they decides to, if Sanji decides to whip out a wedding cake and, soothe her desires. Even if that happens, which, by the way, I hope will not happen, I do not think the Big Mom would have actually let them go. No, I actually believe Big Mom will rage, and she will rage, destroy the entire island, if it's not already destroyed. Then she will go to the next island, destroy that island, destroy the next, blah 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 blah, until someone finally kills her. Because, well, when she's in her hunger rampage, nothing can stop her, and she is this time craving a wedding cake. And I don't think you can create a wedding cake like that. So yeah, I think the Big Mom Rampage is the final solution for the Straw Hats to get out of here alive. Will I be upset if they get out of here alive? No, but I will get upset that they get out of here alive without even giving Big Mom the beatdown she so greatly deserved. But this Whole Cake Island arc has been a very great disappointment for me. Well, it didn't start a great disappointment, but I think it began when Cracker actually dominated Luffy in the fight. That was the time when I actually began to lose faith in the arc. And then we got the pudding was evil and blah 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 blah, so many things more, joining up with Capone, and yeah, and not killing Big Mom. And finally, of course, Luffy could not even move her. So, yeah, it's... I'm not exactly a very big fan of the Whole Cake Island arc, although I do know that it has been quite action-packed. So, how this arc is going to end, no idea. In fact, what's gonna happen to the Vinsmokes? They are also gonna escape. And are the Vinsmokes also gonna get out of this without any karma whatsoever? Note, I said that Ichiji page. That Ichiji page is not good for me. It's screaming something about to happen. So if Big Mom is not gonna get her beat down, then at least let the Vinsmokes have that. And let Luffy take control of the Germa 66. At least give me that. Just maybe will I feel a little bit better. But Big Mom, she will go on a rampage now. And I hope she will go on a rampage. Because if she goes on a rampage, then she will destroy her own crew. If she destroys her own crew, then technically that is as close to a karma beating as you're gonna get on a Yonko like Big Mom. Yeah, I'm talking to those who people that doubt it. Because if you think about it, I'm sorry that I've repeated words all over this video, but that's how I talk sometimes. What I'm trying to say is, I agree with you. I want, for those people that agree with me, I wanted Big Mom to at least bleed, but we did not get the bleed. The closest to the bleed we got was that scrape on her knee. Alas, if she goes on a rampage and destroys her own island, I think that is as close as we're gonna get to a karma beating, because then it just means Big Mom destroyed herself. So, yeah. But the chapter ends there. Sorry for the long review and for the repeated words. Will Big Mom now rage? Who knows, but I hope she will. It seems we will get a chapter next week, but after that, I don't think we will. Which is bad, I was going to get on a break next week. Give me a thoughts if you have any.